How y'all day been going? Has y'all day been going well? How y'all life been going? Has y'all life been going well? Let me know down there in the comment section. Basically, before the video start, I'm going ahead and let y'all know this video took a lot of time. And a lot of it was repetitive editing, so it took me a good about 3 days to get this dang on video uploaded. But I put in the time and the effort to make sure the video came out looking good as much as I needed to. I won't be lazy with this video. I made sure to put extra time in to make the video come out exactly how I wanted to. So with that, if y'all mess with the video, please, all I ask is for y'all to leave a like, subscribe, or either a comment. Y'all don't gotta do all that. Y'all can just leave a like if y'all want to. Also, if you want to take the extra 9 yards, go ahead and do the dang on 50 question dang on test that I did in the video, and y'all tell me basically what y'all curse technique was. I'm just telling y'all this guy took me a lot of time, so I appreciate y'all. Y'all show the video some love. Now I ain't saying like it just to like it. Like I want y'all at least watch the video, and if y'all mess with it, leave a like and a comment. You feel me? But anyways, I already did a lot of talking at the beginning of this video, so let's get right into the show. You feel me? What's going on, YouTube? We are back with another video, bro. And bro, today I'm gonna be real with y'all. The last video was released the other day. I was saying, and once I figured out I'm gonna do on my channel, I'm gonna end up doing 10 videos. Crazy is I end up finding out what I'm gonna end up doing on my main channel fast as freak. And basically, before I even explain y'all what's going on in the video, I don't basically tell y'all what's been going on, what's my reason I'm doing this video. So a while back, I don't know if I announced this already. I'm pretty sure I announced this in my videos already. Let me check this real quick. I'm pretty sure I already said in my videos before. I'm basically an anime head. I be watching anime like Dragon Ball and stuff. I'm pretty sure y'all be seeing me with the Dragon Ball shirts on. Well, I can't gonna say pretty sure y'all do be seeing me with the Dragon Ball shirts on and stuff in my videos. So basically, recently, well, I ain't gonna say recently, but a while back, I ended up getting back into watching my shows and stuff, because I ain't gonna lie, it's been a while since I was watching my shows. I was mainly just playing the game a lot, and I realized I was playing the game a lot than I should have, so I stopped playing the game a lot more and more so I watching my shows again. So then I decided, what's a good anime that's out now that I can watch? So I ran into JJK because I kept seeing people talking about it on dang on Instagram, TikTok, and all that. You know what? Let me go ahead and get into dang on Jujutsu Kaisen. I started watching that jump, watched like the first episode, stopped watching that jump for a long time. So I watched the first 2 episodes, stopped watching that jump for a long time. Watched the first 3 episodes, stopped watching that jump for a long time. Then once I got it, my mindset set on, oh, I'm gonna watch the show, I'm gonna actually watch the show, page is going on. I eventually end up watching the whole jump and actually getting through the jump. And I just got done with season 3 like a few days ago. I ain't gonna lie, probably like a week. Probably like, matter of fact, last week. Now I think about it, because I remember I watched that YouTube episode. But when I tell y'all JJK, probably, one thing I would say, I did want to take a Titan, but I never finished it, and I'm rewatching it now because I forgot a whole lot that happened to take a Titan. Jujutsu Kaisen good, but I wouldn't say it's better than dang on what you call Attack on Titan. But at the end of the day, they on 2 like separate wavelengths, so in all honesty, they both good in their own way, basically. But bro, when I be telling y'all, bro, they be freaking boxing in Jujutsu Kaisen, they be straight up boxing in that dang on show. Hey, that's why I watch that show, bro. Cause I like seeing them throw hands, and they actually throwing hands like they legit throwing them. Unlike those steel frames you be seeing in other dang on animations and stuff. I can't stand look at that stuff like that. Which I'm gonna probably have to get used to because I do want to go back and watch Naruto, and I don't want to skip episodes. I want to watch it, so I have a full mindset on what's going on. I ain't trying to watch the show and barely know what's going on. I hate watching shows and not knowing what's going on like that. And this is another thing I wanted to announce. This is why I'm doing it. This is another thing I've been wanting to do in this video, but I'm tired of hearing people saying Mega Me it ain't gonna fry and YouTube fry. But let's start with Mega Me first off. This man Mega Me. I'm pretty sure people trying to say he a fry because they ain't gonna Gojo, when he had a conversation with Gojo when they were training that day. Gojo talking about his potential and this is that, how he could be strong, sir, one day basically. And people will use that and seeing him saying that and try to use that in every predicament. They try to call it a fraud. Because the only reason everybody trying to call this man a fraud is because most of the other animes, people will be seeing like dang on characters like Gohan, for example. People be talking about their potential, this and that, and we hardly ever see their potential inside it. But based on what I have seen, they claim that between that time that Megami and Gojo had a conversation and all the way until season 3, it only been like 2 months. So in all reality, it would make sense for him to not hit like a crazy new level in between that 2 months time, basically. So that's why I'm not liking the fry jump, because we still most likely, or we know for a fact he can reach that potential. He just haven't had that time to get to that potential, basically. At the end of the day, the dude is young and this and that. He ain't like he been training his whole entirety of his life. We made like this dude been training his whole life. He should be strong. This is that. That's why I was saying the only character I can kind of say is a fry is Gohan, because this dude has been training his whole life and this is that, just to stop training and start chilling and doing. They ain't gonna go to school, do all the other bull crap. So y'all want to call somebody fried? If y'all want to call Gohan fried, be my guest. You feel me? That's how I specifically adult Gohan. I ain't talking about the younger versions. The younger versions were on a good dang on path until they shift them out to going to school. That's why I ain't like. And also another thing with Megami, even though people they keep talking about how strong he possibly, how much potential he got, and he not actually at that level yet, I could have sworn it was either a special grade or a grade 1. I believe it was a special grade, like Cursed Spirit, that this dude was fighting. And this dude was able to use his domain to beat that dang on Cursed Spirit by his freaking self. With his domain. Y'all keep trying to talk about that dang on Maharaga jump. Y'all can say that he always try to summon Maharaga and fight every time he about to lose or whatever, but he don't ever actually do it. The only time he actually ever did it when he was fighting Sukuna, and he had a good enough reason to do it, because there's no possible way. We know good dog well this man dang on Megami cannot dang on fight Sukuna on his own. And that's another thing that pisses me off. People keep talking about son. I only see some in Maharaga because that dude with the blind was what a dude with the blind hair, because the dude with blind hair about to kill him. Granted, yes, dude with the blonde ponytail, whatever. I don't know his name. I don't remember his name. Don't care about that character, to be honest. He was about to kill Megami, but at the same time, Megami already knew Sukuna was out and about. So it would make sense for him to summon Maharaga in that predicament. Like, y'all would keep talking about that Maharaga, at least he used it in a situation where it may be used. It ain't like this, we summoning her every single time. And another thing, who the freak way to pull out that most craziest they gonna move they got, knowing they about to die? Why would you not pull it out? If you have a potential, you possibly it's a threat out, and you feel like you ain't gonna be able to take down that threat, and you know what, like the people around you probably ain't gonna be able to do it because you weren't able to. I bet it's a good predicament and they ain't gonna summon what she called Maharaga. Also, with that whole Reggie fight, there's another fight that happened, and that whole episode, well, not another whole episode, like the first, well, not the first like 2 episodes. He was like the first episode before that, he actually ended up fighting Reggie. He was fighting some other dude. This dude was straight boxing. And then when he fought Reggie, he was straight boxing. I don't care what nobody think. Megami is far from being a fraud. Like, I'm actually looking at Megami as in this potential that they're talking about. I'm actually looking at him like, yes, this dude definitely can hit that potential. More so in the other cases, like, how the freak he gonna hit that potential when he ain't doing this and that, like Gohan? How the freak Gohan gonna hit his potential, this certain potential when he not training? That don't make sense. But this man Megami actually doing what he can to try to reach that potential, basically. And we only keep seeing him only be like small like increases of his abilities because of the small length of time that stuff be happening. Y'all act like it be a whole like year or 2 years in between the times when stuff happen. It don't be like that. It be probably like a few weeks since that incident happened, or a few months in that. It don't ever just be straight a year. Some stuff be like that, but in this show specifically, it's not what's going on. Also, Yuta. First of all, we already seen Yuta and Jujutsu Kaisen 0 fighting Kenjaku by himself. Granted, half of his curse spirits was in Dango Shibuya, I understand that. But this dude was still able to throw hands with another special grade, which was Dango. I say Kenjaku. I'll be over here getting that name. I mean Gato, not Kenjaku. Even though they're the same body, but we talking about Gato. Dude was able to box with Gato. You feel me? This is also known as being a Gato know how to be a special grade. Am I wrong? Can I get my grade 1 special grade? Miss, I think Gato is a special grade. I ain't mistaken. This dude was able to box him and he won that fight. Then on top of that, I ain't even gotta do a whole lot of explaining. We seen what happened at dang on that what is the Sendai colony? That's what we call the Sendai colony. We seen what he was doing, get some dang on grade 1 and on special grades and that dang on Sendai colony. I don't even gotta get in deep into that. We already seen what happened in there. What nigga was boss. And I dare nigga keep talking Rika. Cause Rika he been involved with that fight for that long. Literally when that all was huddled up and everything, that's the only time Rika came out. Other than that, when he was fighting 1v1, he ain't not someone Rika one time. I don't want to hear it. I don't. Y'all be calling, that's the only thing I don't like about anime fans. Y'all be calling everybody a fraud. The people that y'all be calling fraud at Jujutsu Kaisen actually be showing that they reaching their potential, unlike other characters. Like I said, Gohan. Like they don't like about Gohan. Why I say you can call him a fraud, because this dude was able to unlock Beast Gohan, and the dude haven't been training or nothing. How you just unlock a move like that off of just him being mad? But I feel like in that situation like that, it would have made more sense if he would have hit Super Saiyan 2 again because of him being angry. More so than him just unlock a Beast Gohan. Like the way he unlocked that in the dang on, I don't care what nobody say. The way he unlocked that jump and dang on that superhero movie didn't make sense to me. They could have had a whole lot better build up, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna show it in the dang on Dragon Ball Super season 2. But I'm ready for it. Hopefully in the actual show it made sense. But enough rambling talking about who is fries. Like I'm tired. I'm just letting y'all know I'm tired of hearing people call people fries, but then everybody not fries. I be calling anybody a freaking fry every time I see them. Another character we keep talking about the fried Sasuke, which I don't know for sure because I haven't watched on what's it called. Naruto. Anyways, before we get into this, what did happen was I did end up recording, did a recording beforehand, but the thing is, as I got done recording, my dang on like face cam camera quality was trash because the dang on camera switched to the ultra wide lens for some reason, which I ain't tell her to do that. So by the time I got done recording, I looked at the video, the junk looked blurry as freak. Now I told myself I'm not uploading that junk. That junk gonna look stupid. Cause majority of this video gonna be mainly my face cam. And with that being said, I'm not about to have the junk look at blurry when I already gonna have only my face cam. Man, let me check it right now just to make sure. But yeah, basically I ended up pulling up my dang on curse technique that I got from when I did this test the first time. My first curse technique from the first time when I did this, we go try to see if I get the same thing possibly. But it's Crimson Pressure Resonance. It's a rage fuel technique where emotional intensity converted into compressive space distortion. Your curse energy doesn't just hit target, it forces reality inward before finally releasing it outward. Core mechanic. Your anger generates pressure zones by direct contact. These zones build emotional energy load. When released, they produce jagged, expanding shockwave bursts that transfer force internally, often damaging targets from the inside rather than just surface impact. Key traits from your answers. Emotion, especially rated, directly scales power output. You operate in a pressure cooker system. Holding emotions increases eventual blast strength but risks self-damage. You fight best in confined spaces where pressure builds faster. Your technique corrects reality distortion plus silence before release, making your attacks feel like a momentary void. Hits make you more aggressive, addicted to continuing combat, creating a dangerous feedback loop. Overlap of zones causes exponential amplification, turning the battlefield to a layered detonation field. Your finisher is a close range, point blank, catastrophic release, or a chain detonation sequence. Signature behavior. Space around you feels heavier, like it's collapsing inwards. Opponents feel internal pressure and crushing sensations before impact. Your biggest danger isn't just strength, it's escalation spiral. The longer you fight, the more lethal you become, but the harder you are to stop or safely disengage from. Weakness. You rely heavily on close contact placement and emotional state stability. Overcharging leads to self-inflicted recoil damage. Long-range fighters can pressure you before you close distance, basically. And the dumbed down version, because they just did do it like a whole technological version. We're going to dumb it down, basically. And now I'm explaining it my own way. Your power equals getting mad, turning that into invisible crushing force. When you touch something, you plant pressure into it, like charging a bomb. The more emotional you are, the stronger that charge gets. When it goes off, it doesn't just hit the outside, it crushes from the inside. Think of it like you tap someone, nothing happens immediately. A second later, boom, their insides get slammed by pressure. What makes it dangerous, the angrier you get, the stronger you become. You can stack multiple charges, bigger explosions. In small spaces, it gets way worse, pressure builds faster. Fights make you more aggressive, so you spiral into being stronger and more reckless. What it feels like to your opponent. The air gets heavy, everything goes weirdly quiet for a split second, then the body gets crushed from the inside. Your fighting style get close, touch the target, stat pressure, blow them up from the inside. The downside. You can hurt yourself if you overdo it. You need to get close to people. If you lose control of your emotions, you become dangerous to yourself too. And that's the thing. Basically how I'm explaining it. It's basically like more so than just detection, like how my Hito be doing it, which it can work in that way. It's basically like if I'm boxing or something and now they're fighting regularly, just throwing hands. You could say it's kind of like Black Flash, but not exactly a Black Flash, because it's not like a two like impact thing. Like I guess how to explain, like I can like if I would add that curse, the curse ain't need to explain, I could like explode it on my own basically. And then the stronger the pressure is, like basically like I guess you could say the angrier I am in a way, the stronger the impact would be. So it's basically like if I hit a person, that's putting a pressure point or a pressure zone on them. So then in the inside, basically in the inside, like inside that body, it basically like create like a small explosion in the inside of them, basically. Something like that. And it work on objects too. So say if I hit an object, basically it'll explode inside out. Basically like, look at a balloon for example. If I was to touch a balloon, instead of me squeezing and pop it, I just hold it and it'll expand and pop, basically. So it just get like extra air, build extra pressure and explode. That's the best way I can explain it in a balloon way. So basically, this is basically what my dang on curse says neat last time. I don't see if I can find a picture of that dang on, Well, I just do like this. I'm gonna show y'all a picture that popped up when I was looking at the jump. And yes, I was using AI to do this because I feel like AI the only way gonna do it right if I type it in right. I don't want to lose systems where that jump was like gonna be right. I want to type it how I want to. But this picture was crazy, and this basically was explaining my domain expansion and stuff. I ain't gonna get real deep into it because they did forget. They call my domain especially Krillsing pressure resonance, which that's the name of my technique, not the name of my dang on And another thing when I did it jump or freak me up was I dang on they were basically asking questions like I'm building my dang on technique. I don't want to build it myself. I just want to answer questions and try to see what they'll come up with their own, so more so than me dang on what you call basically building myself. Cause some of the, I ain't gonna say all the questions were like that last time, but it was a few of them that were like that. It felt like I was dang on building myself, and I ain't like that. So this time we're gonna take the test to do it differently. And the goal of the video, we're gonna see, will we possibly get the same dang on what you call technique like we did last time, or will it be the same and somewhat different in a way, or will it be something that's completely different, you know? Without further ado, y'all, I'm never rambling talking. I appreciate y'all tired of talking segment. Let's get right into it. This video gonna be like I'm gonna put my glasses on because I'm definitely reading a lot. This video gonna be like a long version of basically like how them JJK videos be when they gonna explain it. The character technique. And in this video, we basically gonna be figuring out my technique. So this is gonna be a long one. It's 50 questions. First question. Let's go ahead and get into it. When you're under serious pressure, what's your default instinct? A, take control and act immediately. B, step back, observe before doing anything. C, protect yourself or others first. D, adapt and improvise based on what's happening. Endure and push through no matter what. So when you're under serious pressure, what's your default instinct? I ain't gonna lie, endure and push through no matter what. Yeah, I mean, probably based on what's happening. Protect yourself or others first. Under pressure, one thing I wish I was a person that would step back observe for doing anything. I wish I was that person, but I'm more so the person that would endure and push through no matter what. I feel like that's more so me. Sit down and rock based on what happened. I think D and E. Adapt and everybody based on what's happening and endure and push through no matter what. In my honest opinion, I'm gonna have to go D here. D sound like more so right, more so than E in my opinion. Good. What kind of situation drain you the most? Chaos and unpredictable, repetition, boredom, emotional conflict with others, being controlled or restricted, isolation, or being left alone. What kind of situation drain you the most? Chaos and unpredictability, repetition, boredom, emotional conflict with others, being controlled or restricted, or being left alone. People say A and D. It's a chaos and unpredictable. Being controlled or restricted. What in real life drains me the most? It be being controlled or restricted, or chaos and unpredictability. Being control. Being control, that drain me a little bit too, or having restrictions on me that be draining. Also, chaos and unpredictability be dang on draining. I'm trying to think, if I could pull out a situation where it feel like that, then I can answer this part right. I don't just go A rated for this chaos and unpredictability. If you had a supernatural ability, what would you value most about it? Raw power to shut over precise but perfect control over effects. Brothers have many uses in different situations. Still undetectable or hidden effects. Utility, problem solver, not fighting. Let's see. If you had supernatural, what would you value the most about it? They asking me this. So more so less of a personality, more so like what would I value? Mine's more so over wild power. In my opinion, would be definitely. I think I'm doing this wrong. I don't think I'm reading the question and answers. Let me try this again. If you had a supernatural ability, what would you value most about it? A. Raw power to shuttle force. B. Precision, perfect control over effects. C. Versatile, many uses in different situations. D. Still undetectable or hidden effects. E. Utility, problem solving, not fighting. And like I said, I was going to put B. Precision, perfect control over effects. When you're facing a problem, what do you naturally rely on most? Logic and planning, instant, split-second decisions. Manipulating the situation in the right trial and error until something works. When facing a problem, what do you naturally rely on most? A. Logic and planning. I'm gonna be real. Which concept sounds most appealing to you as a power thing? Space or the distance, manipulation, time, speed, slowing, repeating moments, information, knowing everything, hidden truth, physical transformation or body alteration, energy returning one force to another. I ain't gonna lie. It might be time. I'm gonna read it again. Which concept sounds most appealing to you as a power thing? A. Space and distance manipulation. B. Time, speeding, slowing, repeating moments, information, knowing, revealing, hidden truth, physical transformation of body alteration, energy conversion, turning one force to another. I'm gonna go B with this one, y'all. That speed and slow and repeating moment. It's gonna be fired up, but I ain't gonna lie. When working in a team, what role do you naturally fall into? The leader who directs action, the strategist who plans ahead, the executive who gets things done, the wild card who adapts mid-fight, E. the support who stabilizes the others in situations. Mine's, brother, how I am, and this is even a work environment, I'm the executing, I get things done. That's all I do, I just get it done. They definitely fit me the most out of all them, just ain't gonna lie. What kind of limitation will you find most frustrating in a power system? Limited range or distance, slow activation or delay, high energy cost or fatigue, strict rules or conditions to use it, inconsistent results or randomness. It's a what limitation will find where you find most frustrating in a power system. Bro, if there's anything, but this gotta be with anybody. I don't care what nobody say. Slow activation or delay, bro. Having ability and John is slow as freaking no. I think that's with anybody's that slow activation is. I don't say B for how many so far could. I said C for something. Never mind. In a fight, what matters more to you? Winning effectively with minimal effort, outplaying the opponent instantly, overwhelming them quickly, surviving no matter what, controlling the pace of the battle. Mine's overwhelming them quick. If I can't overwhelm them enough to the point where I can just end a fight right there, this is where it's gonna have to be. Surviving no matter what also would be a good option too. It's between D or C or D. I thought D would be a situation where you fight somebody you know that there's better fighter than you. This is where my mind switches to, oh, just surviving no matter what. I'm gonna see with that one. Which drawback feels most acceptable? If your ability was strong enough to compensate. It's a which drawback feels most acceptable if your ability was strong enough to. Physical exhaustion after use, emotional and mental strain requires setup or preparation before and only works under specific conditions. Mine would be physical exhaustion after then go on use. What kind of environment makes you feel most in control? Quiet control spaces, open spaces with clear visibility. Structured environment with rules, dynamic environment you can influence, chaotic environment you can stabilize or exploit. This is what kind of environment you feel most in control of. If there was an environment that made me feel like I'm more so in control, it would definitely be at quiet and then control space. They're gonna be real with that one. Cause I like quiet and control spaces. If your credit technique had a core mechanic, what would feel most satisfying? Market target, tracking them perfectly. Locking or freezing actions in place. Rewriting the outcome of a small moment. Redirecting force or intent. Duplicate or echoing effects over time. Alright, let me read it again. If your credit technique had a core mechanic, what would feel most satisfying? Market targets. Let me try to visualize this. Market targets and tracking them perfectly. Locking or freezing actions in place. Rewriting the outcome a small moment. Reroute directing force or intent. Duplicate or echoing effects over time. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta go. But that marking targets and tracking them perfectly definitely be probably the most satisfying thing to me out of all of them. Free my junk is freeze. Don't break, man. This if you start answering two questions and start doing that freezing bull crap. By far, so far, I feel like this junk definitely gonna probably be different than the last one. Can you come on, bro? Like based on what's it has to be, I feel like it's probably gonna be different than last. It's not, bro, my internet going slow. What the freak is happening? Let's slow this junk loading. What kind of risk do you tolerate best? A. Predictable risk with unknown outcomes. B. Low probability but high impact risk. C. Gradual risk that build over time. D. Situations where you can adapt mid risk. E. Almost no risk you prefer certain. It said predictable risk and known outcomes, low probability but high impact risk. Gradual risk that build over time, situations where you can adapt mid risk. On no risk you prefer saying. But if anything, my opinion be a dang on situation where you get that mid risk. In my opinion. If I'm in the middle of like do something risky or something, I want to be able to what's it called? Adapt in between that. If your ability had a visual effect, what would you prefer? Clean geometric patterns, circles, grids, and lines, subtle distortions of space or perception. Low and marks or symbols on targets, shadow light or blur atom images. It's what effect, visual effect would you prefer? Shadow light or blur atom image flickers or glitches in reality. I ain't gonna lie, but that shadow light or blur atom images sound freaking crazy, but I definitely gotta go with that one. What bothers you more in a high stakes situation? Losing control of the situation, not understand what's happening, C, acting too slowly, D, making an irreversible mistake, E, depending on others who fail you. What bothers you the most in a high stakes situation? Okay, so let's say I was in a high stakes situation. What would bother me most? Let me think. I ain't gonna lie, losing control of the situation probably gonna be the answer. Also, not understand what happened and get be another thing. Is that acting too slowly, making an irreversible mistake? About more in a high situation. I'm gonna have to go be here, but not understand what. If there's anything that bother me most, we generally just not understand what the freak is going on at all. If your curse technique had a win condition, what would you prefer it to be? A, fully control the opponent's movement, B. Landing precise over precise finishing action. C. Gradually building an unavoidable advantage. D. Forcing opponent into a failed action. E. Erasing or negating their ability to continue effectively. Did I read it wrong? I think I did, but it might be B. Landing at a decisive or precise finishing action. Fully controlling the opponent's movement, also crazy. As been an unavoidable advantage. Forcing the opponent to a failed action. I'm gonna go A here, bro. Fully controlling the opponent's movements. That one sounds freaking. I'm basically doing based on how I'm thinking. Fully controlling the opponent's movements. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading wrong, but how I'm seeing it, I don't see it as like me controlling a person's body. It's like me. By controlling, it's like me being able to like redirect them, basically, like counter, like. So I don't know how to explain it, bro. Or doing like how can I word it? Like doing like an action, knowing what the opponent most likely gonna do, so you counter off back you already know it. That's how I'm visualizing basically. If y'all get what I'm saying. What kind of activation trigger feels more natural for our power? See, for our power to you. Is it what kind of activation trigger feels more natural for our power to you? A. A deliberate action, just a word from a team's passive effect, always on subtle. Jujutsu Kaisen only activate for something happen. Reactivate. Triggers automatically when threatened. Accumulation base builds up, then releases. Activation trigger feels most natural for a power to you. A deliberate action, gesture, word, focus. B. Continue with passive effect. Always on subtle. C. Condition based. Only activates when something happens. D. Reactivate triggers automatically when trigger threatened. Accumulated, it builds up, then releases. Y'all, that build and releases just remind me of my curse said even last time. I'm going E here, ain't gonna lie. I did go E, cause that definitely sounded my curse said even last time. Even though I know it's not gonna, based on what I answered so far, I already knowing this jump most likely not gonna be the same. They might have some aspects that probably somewhat similar, but it's not gonna be the same. I just know how I have a feeling. What you trying to say on time? I need to start reading these. It suggests you don't want constant output. You want pressure to build into a control payout moment. When your power releases, what would feel most at instant immobilization of everything ran? A further execution of unavoidable strike or effect. A cascade chain reaction that spreads outward. A reversal that turns upon the action against them. A distortion of reality resets the situation in your favor. Into immobilization of everything around. A perfect execution of unavoidable strike or effect. B. A perfect execute unavoidable strike. Frick you talking about? That definitely be my answer. Let me read the dang on top junk again. So your ideal payout of single precise unavoidable resolution clean execute over missing escalation. What kind of rules will you tolerate for your ability? Very strict rules with high consistency. Moderate rules that can be interpreted and flexible. Rules that aren't applied under certain conditions. Almost no rules are hard to control. Rules you can temporarily override at a cost. E. Rules that I can temporarily override at a cost. If I need to override it, I want that. You're basically building toward a technique that runs out on builder energy accumulated, resolves in a single decisive outcome, relies on markings and tracking, allows temporary rule overrides at a cost, and favors control over positioning and movement. That's a very coherent direction for me. If your technique had a cost mechanic, what would feel most fitting? Physical exhaustion or stamina drain? Short-term sensory impairment, vision, hearing, emotional strain, or loss of focus afterwards. Temporary vulnerable after use. Reduce or effectiveness if overused in a short time window. I already answered this last time, so I'm just gonna put A again. Physical exhaustion or stamina drain. So the price you're most likely to pay in a purely physical output your system is shaping up as an effect of mind, tax body with visual earlier consistency. When you lock onto a target conceptually or literally, what feels most natural? The target becomes harder to escape or influence. You gain clearer perception of their actions. The action aligns toward them without distraction. The options become more predictable over time. You can sense their position even without direct sight. Let me read that question again. When you lock onto a target conceptually or literally, what feels most natural? Gain clear perception of their actions. Bro, gaining clear perception of their actions is so fire. As a tracking thing based on what it's all like if I lock on to a target, basically what it's saying, this go back to the previous question. It would definitely be you gain clear perception of their actions. So I can definitely see everything they're doing. Because it's hard to escape your influence. It sounds good too though. Oh. The action aligns with them without distraction. Indeed, their options become more unpredictable over time. You can sense their position even without direct sight. E sounds good, but I'm going B. If your technique had a range limitation, which one would you tolerate the best? Very short range, but extremely precise. Medium range, but reduce precision and add distance. Arm range, but require a setup to maintain control. Variable range, depending on accumulation. E, no fixed range, but weaker effects far away. Only reason I'm picking A because A basically is kind of like similar to my last technique, basically. I try to keep this jump like consistent from my last one a little bit. Even though I know it's not gonna be the same, I want to get consistent a little bit. Short range harvesting, so you're basically optimizing for certainty over reach. That's consistent with your control environment preference too. Question 22. What kind of activation moment feels most natural for your technique? Immediate response to a trigger you set. At a short period, focus on locking in. When conditions you set are met perfectly, instantly, but only at the accumulation threshold. Main release whenever you choose, regardless of state. So what kind of activation moment feels most natural for your technique? It's immediate response to a trigger you set. Instantly, but only at the accumulation threshold. Manual release within whenever you choose, regardless of state. E. If I want to have powers, I want to have control of one at least, bro. I don't be at it. Like, why would you want powers that you can't control or turn off and on when you feel like you need to? When you think about locking in a target, what matters most? Your precision, where they physically are. This is when you lock in a target, what matters most? Their position, where they physically are, their intent, what they are about to do, their action, what they are currently doing, their history, what they done recently. It's a combination of all the above. And a lot of their history sound crazy, what they've done recently. And yeah, I'm gonna do this because it reminds me of a thought thing I was doing. I was trying to explain to y'all a little bit. It's basically like the thought process thing I was thinking of at the time was a character that basically, the longer they fight the character, the more they download the character. So in order for 9 times in order for a person to really know, they got either be stronger than that character or literally able to defeat that character in between that time. And basically what the ability was gonna be was basically like a thing where the character downloads the person. Basically, like, how can I explain it? And like it's basically like in fighting games, for example, when you find a person another time to the point where you actually know what they about to do and you download them basically. And by download, I mean like you learning what they doing over time. This basically what ability I'm thinking of. Where you find that person long enough and they're not able to defeat you under time, you able to fully download them, and then it's just like it's the fight over. Once that character fully download you're done. You're done. This basically how my ability I was thinking in my head. But their history, what they done recently, yes, that one sound crazy as freak. So your most insight in recent years that predict the anchor. You read what someone has done, had just done. You can tell what happened is that very pattern. Extrapolation energy. Extrapolation energy. That's a very pattern. I don't know what that freaking means. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Question 24. If your technique could store something during accumulation, what would you prefer? Physical movement like momentum, emotion data, information, observation patterns, or predictions. Energy, raw force that can be released later. Prediction, special layout, targets, outcome, record results of past actions. It said information, observe, observations, patterns, or predictions. We going with E because this basically remind me of the history John that we just answered like earlier. Okay, let's read the top thing. I like that they put these like these little like jumps, like you update things on the top so we can read it. So your storage mechanic is outcome based memory. You care what happened, not the raw inputs. That adds you a pretty high level of abstraction compared to most entity types. It's just your technique is shaping you to something like accumulation or recorded outcome, decision-based execution, predictions through short-term historical anchoring, manual release control, movements and behavior precision via a targeting, stamina-based call system. Your technique affects a target. What feels most natural to for the effect? Is it your technique affects a target? What feels most natural? Sharing their movement, object, forcing their actions to follow a pattern you define. Oh my god, bro! Listen to this. This kind of sound like now you're Xander from dang on just kind of sound like him. B says forcing their actions to follow a pattern you define. That Johnson, okay. Delay their reaction slightly. I don't find that mistakes or missteps. Redirect their actions to a different outcome. What's in their actions that follow a pattern as you define is crazy as freak. I might go the year, bro. It ain't like Naya basic ability, like he basically like that what do they call it, like perception John, like that 24 frames thing. What the freak is that noise? But basically like perception they with that 24 frames, and where basically if he touch you, you got to move in between the frames he plays basically. At like if he touch you or something. I don't really know how to explain it. I gotta look at how to explain it better because I really don't know how to explain his technique right as good as I want to. So let's read the top part. So the effect you prefer isn't just control, it's behavioral shaping. Pushing action to a pattern you define right and already stopping him. That's the key skill. Let's stop you more, make you act how I want, basically. But your technique is fully charged at maximum accumulation, which is feel like total clarity and perfect control. Heavy pressure, like everything is locked in play. Heightened speed of perception and reaction. Heightened speed of perception and reaction. It seems that the outcome is already decided. I can't say where execution becomes effortless. Heightened speed of perception and reaction. I'm going C, bro. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going C for that one. Okay, so I feel like, why do I feel like they about to give me the highest technique and they ain't gonna technique? But at the same time, I doubt it because they did say, I did tell this dang out there they ain't gonna pick no technique that's already in the dang gonna show. Did I type that right? Let's go back up see did I type that right. Yeah, I said do not pick one from the show, yeah. So at full charge, you want enhanced perception plus reaction speed, not just certainty or dominance. That fits your earlier clear perception as the answer. The pattern is starting to look like it sharpens you into a predictive executor rather than just a controller. One time, a kind of target market system feels more natural for your technique. Invisible marks only you can receive. Visible marks that subtly influence the target. Temporary marks that fade as they use. Stackable marks that build stronger effects over time. No marks just are precise. Precision lock on, feeling without symbols. What kind of target marketing system feels most natural for your technique? Visible marks that subtly influence the target. Temporary marks that fade as they use. I would see, and the only reason because I feel like it's stupid though, because basically I'm trying to weaken myself by doing that. Temporary marks that fade after you use, making myself overpowered and kind of crazy too. No marks is persistent lock on feeling without symbols. What kind of target market system is most natural for your technique? Stackable marks that build stronger effects over time. Temporary marks that fade after use. Visible marks that subtly influence the target. Build marks that only you can perceive. Stackable marks that build stronger effects over time. That could sound crazy though. On my headphones on for it. No marks is persistent lock on feeling without symbols. I might go D here at stackable jump. Being able to stack something is better, in my opinion. Alright, question 28. If your technique had a failure state, what would it most likely be? Losing track of accumulation of data and marks. I didn't even read these jumps yet, and it might be A. B. Misreading a target's behavior, running out of physical stamina mid-execution. D. Losing control over a builder accumulation release. E. Being forced into a situation where you can't observe the target at all. A. I'm going A here. Take that refers that will most likely be losing track of accumulation data at the marks. Imagine I find somebody and I just lose my marking based on how they explain it to me. I'm done for. I don't say I'm done for, but I'm gonna have to basically change my fighting style at that point. I'm gonna be more on the defensive end. Why the freak is Call of Duty Warzone down here? What the freak is that down here for? So the weakest point of your system is losing accumulation structure itself. No bit stride, no stamina, but data integrity. They're consistent with how essential record outcomes, put marks per track, and for your kid. Question 29. What best is guide how you want your team to scale in a fight? It gets stronger the longer you maintain focus on a single target. It gets stronger the more targets you interact with. It sparks quickly but stabilizes after reaching a cap. It grows through successful executions or hits. It scales based on environment conditions, etc. D. It grows strong. It grows through successful execution of hits or hits. So your scaling is execution driven. Success reinforces success. F is your accumulation release strategy. You build power to confirm outcome, not just time or attention. W. Question 30. When you think about your technique's identity, what feels most accurate? I have a precision tool for decisive control, something that predicts and shapes behavior, a reactive counter-based ability, a compounded execution energy, a hybrid system that adapts based on context. Ooh, but these answers they be giving me when they jump be over here having me like, I gotta think. A precision tool for the decisive control. So that predicts the shapes and behavior. A reactive counter-based ability. It'd probably be more so a reactive counter-based ability, I'll be honest. So you see it primarily as a reactive counter system, something that responds to what others do rather than initiating without cause. The actual refines the earlier part. You're not just controlling outcomes, you're answering actions with higher order response. What kind of trigger conditions will feel most natural for your techniques to activate as strong as that fast? Your opponent commits to an attack. Your opponent repeats a pattern But some of these questions, the answers are already based on what I'm reading, how my technique is, and in a way, I already know what the answer is gonna be for mine. It's everyday outcome. When your mark reaches full stats, etc. Your perception does an imminent mistake or flaw in your actions. So which trigger could it feel more natural to attain the activated strength effects? Be even my opponent is repeating this pattern. Like they try to switch it up. I feel like that would like keep me at an either like a stable because it's more so than increasing it basically. And y'all understand what I'm saying. Pattern and repetition as a trigger. That fits neatly with everything so far. You build a system that punishes predictability and leverage over behavior loops rather than raw aggression and randomness. If your technique had to fail aggressively instead of fully breaking, what would prefer the phase to look like? Phase become weaker but still reliable. You lose position but keep general control. Accumulated reset partially, not fully. It shifts into a defense only mode. That I switch it to, like I said before, and I literally was talking about it, defense only mode. I would say that only happens if I'm legitimately about to freaking lose. Your technique had a fair aggressive instead of fully breaking. What would you prefer that fade to look like? See, it's a fair gracefully instead of fully breaking. This D will only happen if it fail altogether. I'm full defense mode now. If I use to restart the target process from scratch. Your technique had a fail aggressively instead of fully breaking. What would you prefer to fail? Phase become weaker but still like you lose precision but keep general control. You said it's partially, not fully. It shifts into at least some mode. Defense on only mode. That's making myself mad weak. And if I fail gracefully, this happened crazy. I'm kind of thinking about it, not necessarily. It forces you to restart the targeting process from scratch. For gracefully, they say fail gracefully, I would just say you lose position, but keep general control. That last one gas, man, I ain't gonna lie. So even if you're rather keep broad control or reduce the actually, that loses the system entirely. That matches your earlier concern about losing accumulation. Continuing matters more than profession. Question 33. What kind of combat benefits most out of money? Always acting first or faster than the opponent. Always knowing what the opponent would do next. Put the opponent to eliminate options. Making the opponent act less effective automatically. Controlling the spacing and positioning of the fight entirely. Always acting first and faster than the opponent. Always knowing what the opponent would do next. Put the opponent to eliminate options. Making an opponent action less effective automatically control not safe. I was gonna say nah, but at the same time it could be a cool thing. I was acting first or faster than the opponent. I feel like they go against like what we just read so far. I mean, picking that one. I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably go see forcing the opponent to eliminate options. So your course at the back comes from a strain engine, not overpowering someone directly, but narrowing what they can do until their choice allows. That sounds crazy. But your technique has secondary passive effect. What were you wanted to do? Subtly track nearby targets on the match. You have to build accumulation over time. Reduce enemy effectiveness when they repeat action. Improve your reception, clarity, and combat. Stabilize your controls of nothing, schedule or influence easily. Me adding that. Basically making it so that if I'm fighting an enemy with my technique, they won't be able to just break out of my jump easily like that, and they'll be able to just beat me up because my jump not working. Me be able to stabilize my control, so nothing that's crazy or influence. My influence easily would definitely make my technique way more useful in a fight. Let me see what the jump saying. So your passive effect is essentially sits on stability and containment, making sure nothing slips out of your control once it's within your influence. That's very consistent with your area constraint, control, and prediction pattern. At this point, your technique is showing conversion into a coherent identity. Core engine, outcome-based accumulation system, combat style, reactor counter, pattern exploitation, wing it is, behavior restriction, force predictable failure, strength scaling, execution success, compounding effects, perception layer, enhanced reading of action, short-term history, control layer, stack on marks and lock on targeting. Ultimate field, precise manual release of store accumulation. Cause, physical exhaustion, weakness, loss of accumulation structures, and data integrity. This basically stated what my technique is a little bit so far. It's starting to look like a predictive constraint execution system, but we'll still have a long way to refine its edge cases and limits. What will you pray your technique to never rely on? Local randomness, emotional set or mindset. It's a will you pray your technique to never rely on. Okay. A, local randomness, emotional set or mindset, internal tools, object, large scale area effects, direct brute force overpowering without setup. Direct brute force overpowering without setup. E, it's definitely something I prefer your technique never rely on. So the technique fundamentally rejects raw brute force overpowering without setup. That reinforces the entire architecture you've been building. Nothing is just strong. And everything is earned through structure, accumulation, and control logic. And this say your current technique is very clearly coalescence with something like a stacking outcome record center that builds control through repeated pattern exploitation. Using Mars plus history-based prediction converts builder into a manual precise execution event. Functions best as a reactor and counter engine with a passive layer that prevents escape from established influence. The JJK current is less big exposing power and more like a judgment center times and inevitability the longer the opponent stays readable and repetitive. Oh, they about to ask me crazy about my domain expansion now, y'all. Yeah. But it's judgment center that times and inevitability the longer the opponent stays readable and repetitive. Based on what I'm saying, but what I'm looking right now, it's basically just going over like my technique that I was thinking about downloading your opponent. I feel like the only way they'll be able to beat me if they able to land like a finishing blow fire, able to predict everything they're doing at the moment. I download their history. Your technique had a domain expansion. What shit is the final feature be? Absolute certainty of outcome inside of the domain. Perfect track of every movement and action. Oh my god, that just sounds crazy. See for the repetition of opponent's behaviors. E, complete restriction of opponent options over time. Instant execution, accumulate aggregate condition without delay. Right, I ain't gonna lie. Be the man when I had me hyped up. Perfect track of every movement and action. That one had me hyped up. It's freak. So your domain core isn't a raw inevitability or void outcome. It's total perceptual dominance. Perfect tracking of every movement and this lines up tightly with your earlier emphasis of clear perceptual outcome recording or reaction speed. And your domain should happen to opponent errors. They are amplified immediately. They are recorded and static for a later execution. It's become harder for the opponent to correct. It's up to guide the opponent to repeating them. They are used to predict the opponent's next action with near certainty. What the freak? They are used to predict the opponent's next action with near certainty. It said what would happen to the opponent's errors. They are recording and staff for a later execution. It was in D and E that are used to predict the opponent's next action with near certainty. Like, imagine they just mess up and I'm able to read that next move before they do it, get that freaked out the first time. It was in B and E. They record it and stat for later execution. They are used to predict the opponent's next action with near certainty. I don't know. These dudes are kind of crazy though. Like, maybe over here fighting somebody and they mess up, and I just immediately read that move right after that because they freed up. I'm gonna go E. I know that just how broken, but I don't give a freak, bro. I don't give a freak. This is gonna be. So inside a dome, making expand opponent errors don't just get punted; they become inputs with near perfect predictions. Time your read into the future action become mostly fully mapped. That's a very strong identity marker. Your domain is expansion. Your domain is less trap space and more absolute predictor intelligent field. Your technique had a signature moment and come at a theme people will remember it for. What would it be? A sad, unavoidable finishing track. The point real they being predicted too late. Bruh, a complete collapse of that object that obviously cause a slow tight that control to movement feels impossible. Very kind of turn their own action to defeat. The point real they being predicted too late. I don't know, they sound like a thing for a weaker person. For a stronger person to be a perfect kind of turn their own action into defeat, basically. That'll definitely say, I'm going to eat it up. Imagine if I hit a fisher bull, like, I'll finish this and that. Like, bro, imagine I just able to, like, say if I shoot a blast on something, for example. Let's think about it. And I fully dang on already did it down. I got them fully downloaded. This is if I shoot a blast. Next thing you know, I full counter that jump and redirect that jump or somewhat. Either perfect counter that jump or redirect that jump right towards them. And basically just kind of like using that action against them. And not defeat them like that. That jump would be crazy, bro. I thought if anything that'd be something that they remember. Cause they'll probably they'll try to do, I'm thinking about it like this, they'll try to do the most unpredictable thing. So I won't be able to try to predict what they're doing. Whole time, I already done predicted it before you did it, nigga. So you're done. Already downloaded you already. You thought you were about that dang on what you call hit me with an unpredictable move, but that move that you thought was unpredictable already being predicted, nigga. I'm definitely going to eat. So your signature moment is the perfect counter translate. Turn the opponent action to their defeat. It's actually one of the most defining traits so far because it ties together reactive system design, predictable from short-term hits, the outcome based accumulate and control the behavior constraint. In other words, your team doesn't attack further at its identity, it lets actions happen and convert them into loss conditions. Question 39. If your team had a highest mastery state beyond domain, what will beyond domain expansion? What the freak goes beyond domain expansion? What would it look like? Every opponent action automatically predicted before it finishes. All accumulation outcomes can be executed simultaneously. You can avoid any repeated behavior into failure instantly. Your perception becomes uninterrupted, and absolute in combat. You can rewrite the meaning of an opponent action after it occurs. Every opponent action is automatically predicted before it finishes. All accumulated action can be executed. All accumulated action can be executed simultaneously. You can avoid that repeated behavior into failure instantly. Your perception becomes uninterrupted and absolute in combat. You can rewrite the meaning of an opponent's action after it occurs. Oh no, bro. Every opponent action remember did it with fingers. All cumulative outcomes can be executed simultaneously. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have to go ahead here. That one sounds simple as sweet, but I'm gonna have to go ahead here. So your peak state is pre-completion prediction. You don't just react or counter, you see the action resolve before it finishes. That puts your kid firmly to near future determination. Determinism through pattern reading, not reality, right? That's also considered you avoid brute force, avoid randomness, and kept early anchor and observation, prediction, control, execution. If said he had a limited breaker moment, what would it trigger? A target repeating the same behavior for too many times. The cumulative reaching an overload as a critical mass. You say predict multiple outcomes in succession. You've been put to a situation with no safe defense options. A moment where your perception reaches a perfect clarity under stress. I'm gonna be your accumulation there reaching overloads as critical mass. Question 41, y'all. We almost near the end, y'all. So since we almost near the end, like I always do, make sure y'all leave a like and comment on Jujutsu Kaisen channel, turn on post notifications. I always know when I post the videos. Also, y'all comment down there in the comment section what y'all believe y'all ain't gonna curse any would be. And if y'all ain't ever decide to do this on your free time, y'all let me know what y'all curse setting is down in the comment section, you feel me? So your limit break is over accumulation, critical mass, no emotional triggers or desperation. And that means your system and final media pressure vessel. You get stronger the more structured data is stored until it can safely contain it anymore. Sick until it can't safely contain it anymore. That's a thematic anchor. Question 41, Fee. When your technique reaches that critical mass, what should the release feel like? A precise single point execution. The cat says the secrets are of controlled outcomes. So the shut down upon the options at once. Force reset a battlefield state in your behavior. A burst of predictable certainty that locks all future actions instantly. Y'all already know I'm picking E. Hate to tell you, bro. I'm picking E. Yeah. So y'all critical mass release doesn't just end a fight. It creates a lock-in future state where all remaining actions forces a predicted outcome. That's basically the closest thing you built so far to as certainty as a finishing mechanic. Also completes a very consistent pattern in your design. You're not building destruction, you're building inevitability to structure prediction but constraint pressure. What is it? Question 42. If your technique had a neutral state, no idle combat, just idle friendly, what should it do past? Teams gather and sort outcome data, track nearby entities automatically. Slowly build accumulation over time. Maintain perfect readiness for the instant activation. So adding a lot of patterns around them for future prediction. I ain't gonna lie, but hey, continues to gather and store outcome data. It'd be fire, bro. If I'm in passive state, so then I already know how to react. Now say something I come my way, but everybody else in my area don't know. Well, I know, because I've been downloading data. I know how everything might happen in that instant. I'm basically able to tell people what they need to do, where they need to be, and this is it, basically. If y'all get what I'm saying. So in idle state, your system finally data hoarding is an outcome. Like that reinforces the idea that your technique never truly turns out, it just shifts to collection mode. At that point, the structure is very stable and internally consistent. I low key, but I feel like this is literally what I'm building my job, basically on the ability that I always thought about like having is downloading people. Where you just download it and then over time as you fight it. What kind of bonus your technique is significantly best against? Aggressive how you act impulsively. But I might already pick A because that would definitely be the where my ability to work on them. How you prepare or pattern fighters? Not thinking about it, nah. Strategic fighters rely on predictions themselves. Fast but unstructured fighters. Defense fighters who avoid games and stall. To be honest, it wouldn't be an aggressive fighter or ad post. That would be when they read the question again, what kind of opponent is your technique? Let me read the question all the way first. What kind of opponent is your technique specifically best against? A. Aggressive fighters who act impulsively. B. Highly repetitive pattern fighters. C. Strategic fighters who rely on prediction themselves. D. Fast but unstructured fighters. E. Defensive fighters who avoid engagement and stall. If my technique would be best against them, be a highly repetitive or pattern fighter. That would be mine. Aggressive fighter would be my weakness. Yeah, if I would have fight aggressive fighter, they know I can be keep doing stuff that's unpredictable, and it'd be hard for me that they ain't gonna try to download predict them. Like they'll probably be able to land blows on me if I can actually fully download them, basically. Or be able to predict them, basically. Aggressive fighter who act impulsively. That'll be my weakness. Alright, that wouldn't make sense. I'm gonna be here. So you're saying these optimize against pattern reliant or repetitive upon people who even just give you the structure you need to set outcome, predict, behavior, and time control. This is very consistent with everything so far. Your system isn't about overpowering randomness, it's about exploiting repeatability into collapse into inevitability. Question 44. What kind of opponent is your technique worse against? I'll wait for the answer to this. A. Complete unpredictable fighter who avoid patterns entirely. B. Fighters who can reset or erase their own traces. C. High-speed burst fighters who end fights instantly. D. Fighters who can destroy perception and observation. E. Fighters who don't rely on visible action and hidden intents and indirect methods. Two of these would make sense. For me, it would be A and C. A and C the only ones I could pick, but I can't pick both. It's the sad part. Complete unpredictable fighters who avoid patterns entirely. High perceived burst fighters who end fight instantly. Got burst fighter, like if I'm fighting a person real fast, it would definitely be hard for me that ain't gonna keep up with them. Okay, moving too fast for me and my ability to work effectively. At least I ever work, man. I want to be able to work effectively. I don't need to. Completely unpredictable fighters who avoid patterns entirely. I just saying C and A. Oh no. My biggest weakness would be A though. Like a high speed fighter, it'd be only a matter of time to able to like predict them. I feel like even if they real fast. So your hard counter is true unpredictability and anti-pattern behavior. Opponents who refuse to give you repeatable structure, that's a clear thing. Let me tell you, your system needs some form of consistency to compress it to a prediction. Question 45. If you had to add compensation behind to handle that weakness, what would you choose? Broadening what counts as a pattern, even subtle tendencies. Increase sensitivity to micro behaviors and tiny repeats. Allow partial prediction based on probability instead of certainty. D. Expand accumulated to include environmental data as well. Improve reaction speeds so predictions become less necessary. Allow partial predictions based on probability increase necessary. Expand accumulated to include environmental data as well. Broaden what counts as a pattern and even subtle tendencies. Increase sensitivity to micro behaviors and tiny repeats. With me, between A and D, expand accumulated include environment data as well. That would be like something crazy. Broad what counts as a pattern. Not A. That's an A. Oh no, yeah, A was right. Broaden what counts as a patterns, even subtle tendencies. Sound crazy. Expand accumulation to include environment. Like say if I see like let's say they got a move where their muscle like flex or something, or they like their arm like glow for a second, or they build power at that certain area. Like say, or they about to shoot a blast and I feel like, and I see the blast like shot in the hand. I don't know, like certain tendencies like that, I guess, and be able to counter off that. I'm going A here. Me now, like me, basically like basically what it was saying, like the environment. I ain't my nose. What the freak was that? I was like gonna leave it work. I'll be useful in my mean. Success forcing uncertainty where none is you're widening the definition of pain and self catching even faint tendencies and micro consistencies. That's smart adaptation. Keep your system intact rather than replacing it with logic. Your technique locks onto a target at its highest level. What becomes most true? Is it when your technique locks onto a target at its highest level? What becomes most true? The action becomes increasingly constrained over time. Their future behavior becomes increasingly predictable. The mistake becomes increasingly unavoidable. The option narrows to only one power remains. The action begins to defeat your accumulation automatically. It'll be Eve. I ain't gonna lie. So at maximum lock on, your system doesn't just analyze the point, it feeds all their actions as a structured input, continuously reinforce that accumulation engine. Reinforce your accumulation engine. That's a very strong thing to say, man. Your technique is not just reactive or predictive, it's sustained through interaction loops. We're not deep enough in the show that I can clearly see the shape of your current technique form, but I'll keep question going question by question as requested. Your technique had visible battlefield effects. How reality feels around you when you had to, what would it be? Settle to certain movement and time perception. Invisible lines and inevitability connecting actions. It's in that every action feels slightly delayed or pre-registered. Pre-KO echoes of past movements and faintly overlaying on reality. It's a repeating echo of past movement faintly overlaying on reality. A tightening of spatial pressure increases for every action taken. I ain't gonna lie, I'm saying D and A. I mean, not it's A, but C. As soon as that every action is slightly delayed or pre-registered. I'm going D here, man. I ain't gonna lie. So the battlefield is set as echo layering. Past moves finally overlay the present. That fits your system extremely well. It visually represents your core mechanical outcomes that hit your cumulative feeling for this. At this point, your technical field is becoming aware of the scene. It's less about flash construction and more about time echo behavior reconstruction. Question 48. If your technique had a final constraint, one rule that defines its identity, what would it be? Every action must be derived from observed behavior or history. Every effect must be tied to a recorded outcome. Every effect must be tied to a recorded outcome. Let me see if I'm actually thinking about this question the way it's asking me. If you're saying a final constraint on one rule that defines basically what does define my technique. Every action must be derived from observed behavior or history. Every effect must be tied to a recorded outcome. Prediction must always be based on pattern and it's never assumption. Control must always create an interaction as the interaction continues. No effect exists without prior accumulation or setup. Every set must be tied to a recorded outcome. Every action must be derived from observed behavior or history. It's gonna be A. So your core law is behavioral derivation. Nothing you do is arbitrary. You only act based on observed history and behavior. That's basically the philosophical spine of your entire system. At this point, the technique is void coherent and internally locked. If your technique had a name style, how would it be named? You just got what fits this? A conceptual system name, recorded outcome principle, metaphorical natural phenomena, tied to echoes. A mechanical system like name, stat casualty engine. A poetic parodic system name, the future that already happened. A tight sharp word is a 2-word name. I ain't I like A, recorded outcome principle. A sound nice to me. I'm gonna be real. Y'all, we on the last question. And once again, make sure y'all like and comment on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications so y'all always know when I post new videos. Based on what we read so far, before they even reveal it, I'm gonna basically break down what my character do. Only part I'm not understanding is the accumulation part. I think the accumulation part is basically me collecting the data. I believe that is how I'm gonna say to use it and say this is what it is. Since I'm in a fight, right? I'm collecting data. Based on that data, basically, will be like, say we just in the middle of a fight and they shooting blasts or whatever, they're throwing hands or whatever. And based on that accumulation, over time, while I'm fighting, I build accumulation because I'm basically collecting the data over time. This is when I start. That's when the predictions start. That's when I'm able to gonna start predicting what that next move is. And then I fight on most of these. Sorry, the fight probably gonna slow down. We're gonna back up. Like, why I feel like now, like he's reading my move. Like, what I don't know what to do now. Like he's reading me now. Over time, if this enemy does not finish me off quickest rate, you're done. But I tried to put high speed one for that one. That one makes me open. But the thing is, I find a character more so unpredictable, more than somebody that's beating me quickly. Is definitely. If I legit find a character unpredictable, I'm done. I'm not accumulating no data. I'm not doing anything. I did lost. So basically, over time, and that character just doesn't try to finish me off on time, and they basically keep doing moves. It's just me basically continuously collecting the data, and then we get to a point where this is gonna lose. Especially my domain come out. But how do I say my domain was? If they come out, they basically like, what did it say? Oh yeah, they make a mistake. I already predicted this move. They're done in my domain. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. What I'm gonna do this basically. How I can explain it, I probably explain the best way. They most like gonna explain it better to me. Let's get to the last question. You feel me? if your curse didn't have to be summarized in one sentence, true definition, not his name, what would it be? A system that records and reviews the observed outcomes of a predict and constrain future actions. I got a technique that converts repeated behaviors to inevitable control results. A predictive engine that turns upon action to structure, counter, and execution. A layer accumulation that for the behavior inevitably through observation. A control-based ability that builds certainty through recorded actions and executes it precisely. The control-based ability that builds certainty through recorded actions and executes it. It executes it precisely. To the record, we use the observed outcomes of predict and constrain future actions. It'll be A. You about to see our curse technique, y'all. They about to reveal as our curse technique. They even put it in Japanese words, but I ain't gonna lie. Boom. Let's get into it, you feel me? And it made it short and simple. Your curse technique, original / final result. You manifest a curse technique best. You manifest a curse technique best defined as a system that records and reviews the observed outcomes of a predict and constrain future action. Technique name, recorded outcome principle. A structured rule-bound curse technique centered on behavioral recording, predictive compression, and execution through accumulation outcome data. Core ability, because your technique continues to record outcomes of observed actions, not just what people do, but what results from what they do. The outcomes are stored as layered behavioral data. Over time, this builds a predictable model of reality under interaction pressure. You don't need to analyze how you build a living archive of how actions resolve. Main mechanic, outcome recording. Every observed action that reaches a conclusion, hit, dodge, failure, success, reactor because of stored outcome unit. Use this form your reference library. Pattern compression. Repeated or similar alcohol compressed to predict or template. This allows you to recognize habits, timing tendencies, reaction cycles, and decision loops. Even subtle tendencies become unstable data. Constraint projection. Once a pattern is recognized, you can project constraints onto future actions. Once a pattern recognized, you can project constraints onto future actions, viable options rather than directly force the outcome. Instead of I made you move here, it becomes giving you recorded behavior only this response remains viable. Lock on to stackable marks. Targets accumulate invisible marks through interaction. Each mark strengthens tracker precision, improve outcome prediction, accuracy, increases constraint compression. Second marks makes behavior progressively more stalled. Accumulation and execution release. Stored outcomes can be released in a controlled burst, converting accumulation predictor certainty into a single decided execution moment. This is your finisher logic. Domain expansion, field of recorded certainty. Inside the domain, every action is instantly tracked. Every mistake becomes predictive input. Every behavior feeds your system in real time. Opponents' errors are not punished immediately. They are converted to perfect predictive data, making the future actions increasingly predetermined. Inside the space, finding you feel like every move I made is already known before I even finish it, nigga. Strength profile. And that is literally how I was playing this job, bro. Strength profile. Extreme precision combat control. High performance against patterns and adaptive fighters. Strong counter basic dominant scales with prolonged engagement and data accumulation. Weakness. Loses effectiveness against true randomness or anti-pattern behavior. Heavy reliance on maintaining structure as observational data. Physical exhaustion from sustained processing and execution load. Accumulation integrity and destructive power degrades significantly. Signature identity. Your technique is not about overpowering opponent. It's about turning the interaction itself into inevitability. I say that word so wrong. That word is a tongue twister for me. I don't know why. When every action they take becomes another step in a system that has already begun solving them. Hey, that's exactly what I was just talking about when I was saying like character that basically download the opponent. This is basically what I'm doing right here. Let me copy this and put this in another chat. Basically try to dawn my technique now. All right. You about to read the dumbed down version for people like me that have a hard time understanding. But I kind of get it, even though they're using big words. I still get it. The curse technique is basically a very advanced learn your opponent and track them in their own habits ability. Here's a simple version. What actually does, you watch what someone does in a fight every time they punch, dodge, attack, or react. Your technique records it like a data in a computer. Not just a move itself, but what happens after the move. What your brain is doing with it. As a while, you start noticing patterns like they always dodge left after attacking. They panic with pressure. They repeat the same combo timing. Their ability turns those patterns into predictions. Maybe I got a burp. Instead of guessing, you're basically thinking, I already know what you usually do next. How you limit them. Once you understand their habits, you don't directly control them. Instead, you remove that good option. So it becomes like, if you usually die left, I attack left. If you try your usual move, I'm already there. Now they feel like they can't do anything right, even though you're just using their habits against them. The stacking mark thing. The longer you fight someone, the more data you collect. The more accurate your predictions get, the fewer good choices they have left. So they slowly feel like they're being figured out in real time. Domain expansion, super simple. Inside your domain, every move you decide to make is already known before you do it. So it's like, you think of a move, it's already predicted. Your body tries to do it, it feels locked in or countered. It's not mind control, it's a perfect prediction, but pressure that forces bad outcomes. Simple summary. You're basically a fighter who studies your habits so well, finally you feel like you're playing a game where all your moves are already known and countered. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, seeing this in JJK as our first ability would be fire as freak, bro. The only thing is who will be fighting this character. Well, me, yeah, Might as well say because it's basically my joint. You feel me? This is crazy. It's fire. I would try to have AI create an image, but at the same time, would they able to create an image on how my ability work? It's necessary. Don't even know. We don't even know how to explain it. It's a fire ability, but it's crazy. It's crazy. All the questions I answered, all the choices I made, all the way to here, basically all ended at the point where I basically talking about my download jump. But instead of it called download, it's called record outcome principle. You feel me? But I low-key, if I can find the dang on narrator to do the dang on domain expansion and dang on explanation jump, I'm definitely putting this junk in, having that job basically explain it at the end of the video. I ain't gonna lie. And that junk gonna be fire, bro. But yeah, y'all, it's basically my curse technique. Recorded outcome principle, you feel me? Where I basically download my opponent and freaking predict them based off the data I accumulate, basically. And then this is like way off of what the last one was. But y'all like this one better because the last one when I was doing the test, this literally had me dang on what she called building it myself. Which I basically was doing it here. But the building didn't start until I answered like a whole chunk of questions beforehand. Where my technique, they already was setting my technique up based on the questions I picked before I even started kind of building it in a way. This one had me building it like a lot. I ain't like that. Even though I still like that one a little bit. It's called Crimson Pressure Resonance. Basically, you hit somebody. It's like I said, when you touch a balloon, it explodes on the inside. Basically, that's more so of an emotional type ability though. And they were going on my emotional side of me because I'm the type of person that I hold. Like, if somebody do something pissing y'all, not how I react at that moment, it's like me build that anger until it finally release. And it basically like how my ability was, Crimson Pressure Resonance was, where I basically touch it. Like, if I hit somebody or I don't fight somebody, if I hit them, and I leave like a pressure zone or something on them, it will basically like explode from the inside out. More so, it be doing outside damage. And this one just me predicting. I still got only thing that's the same is a market jump. Cause they have pressure zones and a Crimson Pressure Resonant one, and this one they got like target jump. Well, whoever got target is how if I mark somebody, that's how I accumulate data. If they're not marked, I'm done. Like 9 times out of 10, if I mark somebody that I'm predictable, that mark gonna end up fading. I'm just going away. But that's it, y'all. I'll make sure y'all like, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so y'all always know when I post new videos. And like I said, what I want y'all to do, it's gonna be a long one. Cause this jump based like an exam. I'm gonna do this video later. I'm gonna jump based like an exam, 50 question test. I'm gonna show y'all the dang on what's it called. What to type in so y'all can get this test. And based on what y'all want to do, y'all can type out however the freak y'all want to. I don't care. Give me a detailed 50 question test to see what my curse technique would be in the anime JJK. Do not pick one from the show. Make it unique. I don't want to build it myself. Only ask one question at a time. This is the prompt y'all want to put in AI if y'all want to dang on take the test y'all own self. You feel me? But anyways, y'all. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get out of here, bro. Peace.
This cursed technique, recorded outcome principle, records every observed result of an opponent's actions, storing them as data compressed into predictive patterns. With each interaction, invisible marks refine the model, constraining future possibilities until only viable outcomes remain. In its domain expansion, every action is instantly analyzed, turning uncertainty into inevitability, as if the outcome was decided before the move was made.